So today I'm going to start a new video series. Now this is going to be broken up with some other videos in between because I have some other content that I want to get out as well. But I'm really excited about this series. I was sitting and thinking the other night as I was choosing my Bible for my reading that night, and I realized that I keep coming back to my New King James Version Bibles from Thomas Nelson. I have a lot of Bibles, a lot of translations that I love, so of course this isn't the only type and translation of Bible that I use, but I find myself when I just need to grab a Bible for straight reading that this is what I'm coming back to. And a lot of it is because of the high quality Bibles that Thomas Nelson produces and publishes, and also just that New King James Version comfort print. I just have always loved that ever since I got my first New King James Version Bible from Thomas Nelson. I just love how bold it is. I love how readable it is. It's easy on my eyes. If I'm having, I have a headache or I'm not feeling well or I just need something that's easy to read, this is what I'm always reaching for. So I wanted to do a series on my most readable favorite Thomas Nelson NKJV text blocks. So most readable text blocks that are from Thomas Nelson in the New King James Version because I love that comfort print. Hopefully that all made sense. So this is the first Bible I'm going to share today. I think I'm going to be sharing 5. You know how I am though, so there may end up being more. But for now, 5, I think, in the series. Maybe 6. We'll see. We're going to say 5 for now, but that could change. So the first one I'm going to show you is one that I just got very recently here. And I fell in love as soon as I opened it and got it out of the box. So I'm like, I'm going to show you this one first. So this is the New King James Version Classic Verse by Verse Center Column Reference Bible in gray genuine leather. It has that New King James Version comfort print that I love. Words of Christ are in red in this one. We have blue stained page edges, which are beautiful. I'll show you that in a minute. We're going to get 3 ribbon markers. Let's see, what else did I miss? It is verse by verse, and I mentioned that when I said the name of the Bible. It has Thomas Nelson's complete cross-reference system with more than 72,000 references. It has a concordance. It's Smith sewn, so it's going to lay flat. 3 satin ribbon markers, and is a 10-point font. So let's check this out. So first impressions, look at that page gilding. I love that. I was excited when I saw that. I love this gray and blue color scheme. So the first thing when I pulled this out of the box, I was like, ooh, I love that right away. So this is the gray genuine leather. I also like this ornate spine here. We have raised hubs. We have perimeter stitching. Like I said, I love the color scheme here with the blue and silver or gray ribbons. And yeah, just kind of pops out and catches your eye right away, doesn't it? So I was excited to see that. My daughter's answering me and saying yes, so she likes this one too, apparently. It has a nice synthetic paste down liner, again in that gray color. And we're going to get a presentation page. A table of contents. A preface to the New King James Version. And then we're going to jump right into the Old Testament. So in this Bible, and I believe I reviewed this text block a while back, not this same cover option though, but it's the same text block. But I love how this one has the book introductions. So each book is going to have a book introduction. We have a red color scheme throughout, which I kind of wish it would have been blue to go with the gray and blue. If you know the McLaren series from Thomas Nelson, they do the blue color scheme. So I think it'd be really cool to have the blue accents, but it's really nice looking anyway. No complaints there. So you're going to get your headings, your chapter, and your verse numbers all in red. It is verse by verse, so it's easy to take to church. And if your pastor's reading particular verses, you can pick them out pretty quickly. We're going to have center column references. At first, when I first got a Bible that had center column references, I think I mentioned this before, I wasn't a huge fan, but it's kind of growing on me now as I've used a couple Bibles like that, so it doesn't really bother me at all anymore, and it's kind of growing on me more than when I first saw it. But what I love about this is I love the bold font, and it's a size 10. It's so easy to read, even if you're in church and the lighting might not be the best. This one would be easy to see and read and reference from as you were sitting there in church. It's not too heavy or huge, so you could definitely carry it with you on the go. And I was just super excited when I opened this one up. It's like, I knew it was going to be really readable and nice because I have a lot of other New King James Version Bibles with that comfort print, so I knew it would be, but I was excited to see it. And then when we get into the New Testament, it is red letter. Red letter is not my preference, so if I had a choice, I would change it to black letter. But the good news is that Thomas Nelson does a really good job with red letter, so it's not like hurting my eyes or anything like that, so it's not a deal breaker for me. I still love the Bible. I'm still going to use it a lot. And it's not something that I would say, oh, don't get this Bible because it's red letter, because it's high quality red letter. Red letter, you know, everybody has their preferences about that, but for me, the deal breaker is when it's like, you know, orange or pink and it's like hurting my eyes to look at it for extended periods of reading. This is not like that. So if you like red letter, you'll like this one. If you're not a huge fan of red letter, it probably won't bother you because it is high quality red letter. It's consistent throughout. All right, so let's go to the back here. So once we get to the back of the Bible, there's the end of Revelation. We're going to have a concordance, which is always helpful to have. Nice hefty one here, as you can see. I don't think there's much more after that. Okay, then we're going to get into our maps, which are the typical maps that you would see at the back of a Thomas Nelson Bible. And then we're at the end. Okay, so what do I love about this? I love the cover. I love the blue gilding. My favorite thing about it is how readable it is, that bold font. It's also verse by verse, so it's, like I said before, it's easy to follow along if you're referencing a verse quickly, like in church or Bible study. And 10-point font, so it's not teeny tiny font. Love the color scheme. What I would change about it, I would make it black letter if I could, and I would make the accents blue instead of red, just to go with this color scheme. But if you like those blue accents, stay tuned, because I'm going to show some other Bibles in the McLaren series that I have reviewed before, that are in my most readable choices as well, that have that blue accent and color scheme. So stay tuned for that. This is the first Bible in my video series of my most readable NKJV text blocks from Thomas Nelson, my top favorites. And this one again is the classic verse by verse center column reference Bible. And I will be back soon with my next Bible in this series.